My name is Surya Bharat. I am working as assistant professor in the Department of ECE, Porturamlu, Chalwadi Mallikarjuna College of Engineering and Technology. Today I am going to discuss on a topic of asynchronous counters. Before we discuss the asynchronous counter, first let us select on which type of flip flop we are going to design that counter. So I am going to select the JK flip flop. Why JK flip flop means JK flip flop is called as the universal flip flop. So here I am taking the JK flip flop. So if we see the JK flip flop outputs, here I am taking the negative edge triggered flip flop. That's why the clock pulse is going downwards. If we give the input as 0 and 0, whatever the input we gave, that will come out as G. That means Qn next state will be the same state of its previous stage. Okay. If I give 0 and 1, then the output get reset. That means it will go to 0. If I give 1 0, it will get set. Set means setting up to value of 1. If I give both inputs are 1, then the next state will be the toggle of its previous stage. So that's why I am taking, because whenever we do a counter, we need to have the next stage should be get toggled so that we'll get the counts increased. So let us take 2-bit counter, ripple counter. So let us see the circuit diagram, how we are going to design the 2-bit ripple counter using a JK flip flop. That too a negative edge triggered flip flop. So let us consider a JK flip flop first. Every flip flop will have all these inputs. J, K are the inputs. So in order to work any flip flop, we need to have clock, but negative edge trigger. That's why I am taking this bubble. This bubble represents the negative edge triggering. Okay. So that means I am going to source some clock here. Next, every flip flop will have a pin called CLR, clear. Okay. Now, next, every flip flop will have an output of Q and Q bar. Here, I am considering this as Q0 bar. Right? Next, I am going to give the output of this Q bar to the clock. Why? Because I am selecting the ripple counter. Ripple means you have to carry forward the clock. You will not give the clock parallelly. Instead, you are carry forwarding the clock with the help of rippling. Let us see how I am going to make the ripple counter connection diagram. So that as it is a 2-bit counter, I need 2 flip flops. So I am taking another JK, J and K, but the clock is being driven by the previous output. So that's why it is called ripple counter. Okay. Next we have Q bar, but here this is the second bit, this is the first bit or 0th bit or first bit. That's why this is Q1, this Q1 bar, this will be Q1. But as we know, we need to do the counter operation. So that's why we need to have the output toggled. So that means the J and K must be 1. So I am going to connect that. Similarly, I am going to short both these things and I will give the input as 1. Again, similarly here also, I am going to short both these things and I am going to give the input as 1. Right? And similarly every flip flop will have a clear signal. So I am going, this is clear, sorry. So I am going to join these two and the clear signal will be given here. And this is clock. Okay. Now, if you see here, let us take the timing diagram. Okay. So clock means a toggling pulse, continuous toggling pulse. High, low, high, low, high, low. It will go like this. If we see here, this is called as leading edge, this is called as trailing edge or falling edge. So our flip flop, we have selected it as a negative edge triggered flip flop. So the count should change whenever the flip flop experiences the trailing edge. So the changeover happens every time whenever the clock pulse will have a negative trailing edge. So here I am going to consider that. So if you see here, I want to know first what is the output changes of Q0. Let us see how it changes. So already I have given J and K as 1. So I need to consider my clock position. So until unless there is no clock change, it will be in the previous stage only. Then it will be 0. 0, 0, 0, it will go up to 0. Whenever this trailing edge happens, this is 0. That means next stage will be Qn bar. That means 0 will become 1. At this point, it will become 1. Then again, at which point it will changes? Again, it should change here only, because this is trailing edge. So trailing edge, I have to go continuously the same state. Whenever I experience the negative clock, it again comes down. And then again it goes on. Again this will be the trailing. So I need to go to the same state. And again, as you know, this is 0. Toggle, it became 1. This is 0. Toggle, 1 ki 0 toggle. Then I will go to 1. So this is how we are going to generate the output of Q0. Now let us consider the next step in which we are going to generate the outputs of this flip-flop. But here if you see there, this is the clock pulse. Actually this is the clock pulse of JK1. Now this will become the clock pulse of JK2. So let us consider this, and again the second flip-flop also and negatively triggered. So what I need to do? Again this output will be 0 continuously. This is leading, but we should take the output at falling edge. So I have to go continuously 0, 0, 0, 0. Again, whenever I experience the negative clock, it is going to upwards, and again it continues. So this is how we are going to consider the